Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Dr. Alessandro. Please like and subscribe. And in this video, I'm going to be discussing a little bit about the topic that I've seen online recently, after-hours emergencies and how they're handled and billed. Mainly about the billing part, because that was the topic of discussion that I saw recently, a couple days ago. So how are after-hours emergencies handled? So at least from what I'm aware of, if somebody calls with an after-hours emergency or an emergency, it should be handled within 24 hours. So you have about 24 hours, clock's ticking, all that stuff, yada, yada. 24 hours to get to the patient to help him out, him or her. So that said, how do you handle it more on the billing or financial side? That actually honestly depends upon the office. So that is something that an office owner has to determine. He or she has to decide, yes, hey, we can do this or that or the other thing. I'll tell you what I do currently. Currently, my after-hours fee is the same as the emergency fee during hours. And a lot of people have, I'm not going to say berated me, but kind of questioned it because our fee is pretty low, quite frankly. And so, they recommended that maybe I consider bumping up the fee for weekends or for holidays or for both. I'm not sure I'm going to do that because, believe it or not, there are times where people will actually ask me, or tell me, I didn't want to come in on a weekend. I just kind of sat here and dealt with the pain because I didn't want to be charged extra. So I hear that probably at least 5 or 6 times a year minimum, sometimes more. And so I always tell them on Monday that there's no extra fee. The emergency fee today would be the same as a Sunday or Saturday or whenever we are not in the office. So yeah, I currently keep it the same as the everyday fee. Will I someday maybe add something extra if it's a holiday weekend? That's a maybe. I can never rule it out. But for now, I am not changing anything. For other offices, though, that becomes more of a discussion between the owner and maybe the office manager or the front desk team or the whole team members group as a whole. If everybody wants to discuss that with the owner and say, hey, maybe we should be doing that, maybe suggest it, that's up to the office team and ultimately up to the owner, he or she, to decide if that's appropriate or not for that office. Now, if it's a corporate office, I can say, unfortunately, that may be a little bit of a tougher sell. Corporate offices are kind of structured a certain way for a certain reason, and it just becomes, their policy, if you want to call it that. They have certain prices, and they kind of keep to that formula or cookbook, whatever they want to call it, and it's not readily changed. Now, I guess if there's enough voices involved to discuss that particular situation or a particular thing like emergency fees, then maybe there's going to be an ear to listen. But I'm going to say that it might be a little bit of a tougher sell in a corporate situation than it is in a single privately owned office by one or a few docs. So hopefully that clarified things or made things easier. If it's a team or office manager, front desk group, whatever it is, bring it up to your owner if you feel that maybe the fee that's there isn't quite enough, or for a holiday it isn't quite sufficient, and that maybe it should be more. That's on you. I'm keeping mine low. That's the way I do things because I know that especially in these times with inflation being the way it is and the international instability causing prices to rise, I don't want to hurt people's pocketbooks. I really don't. So that said, thank you so much for joining me as always, and I hope you're all staying well and healthy.